Alright everyone, welcome back. We are here with a bit of a longer run. I know it doesn't show it on stream, but with a 2-hour 30 estimate, we have a Macross both storylines by Mageius. Mageius, take it away.
You all hopefully all are having a good, well, I guess it is afternoon now. Anyway, first things first, gotta go set up my game. If you're wondering why I have to do this on that one, that's because the game is done without a memory card on all runs, just because honestly, mashing through text and at the end of each mission, we have our, basically we have the prompt to save, and since X is one of the buttons to speed through some of the stuff, as well as needing to hit, circle, square, and triangle, essentially it is the possibility that you might accidentally save and PS2 load times. So we'll have everything correct. Now, yeah, I guess I can explain the light mode setting. I guess it's better to showcase that to set that to the correct setting now instead of later. But I'll explain that one anyway. So we're first going to get ready to go. We're going to get to everything. Now this is timed in game. Wow. First time I've ever seen it not have proper aspect ratio on my end. Can I... Yeah, give me a second, all. Sorry. That's gonna annoy the hell out of me. For some reason. Didn't come through your end, but the text boxes were not lined up properly. So, sorry, all. And that's going to annoy the hell out of me during a run. Hold on a minute. This is not part of the run. And PS2 graphics and other stuff. Let me check to make sure that did not... Okay, think it did, so yeah, I'm gonna have to stick with 16 by 9 quick. Sorry, all. And PS2 is a pain. It looks like it's good on my end. Quick check, does it look still good on the screen?
Yes.
Okay, good. Sorry about that. But it's like noticed it and just like completely like no graphical thing on that one, but just like character out of text box profile. Don't know if that was graphical or what have you. Sorry about that all. Sorry about that. And again, truly sorry about that. Anyway, we gotta go through that prompt real quick again. Just hoping that still works, still looks good. Sorry for the small technical difficulties, so back. Also, a little hard to remember that for Japan, it's circle, not X for okaying things, because, of course, always difference. Anyway, quickly change the options again. Set that one, set that all on, auto camera off. I'll explain that in a bit. And as I said before, this is done without a memory card for various reasons, because of mashing through text. With triangle being the fastest way to skip through things. There we go. Okay, we want the Prometheus storyline to start. And time will be on. Run will start in a 3, a 2, a 1. Let's go. So, stage 1. We're going to skip through everything else like that. Get to the start of things. Basically, the storyline to begin with. Prometheus storyline covers the story of the Macross TV show. I believe ARMD is of Do You Remember Love, the first movie, but don't quote me on that one because I'd have to relook at it. I forget the name of the person we're playing as here, but first things first. For flying information, it's the day of, basically, it's the day that, 10 years after. I'll explain after. Just give me a second, I'll also say hi to Roy. Now, hold on a minute. Oh, gotta fire the missiles quick. And the controls for this game are a pain. Hold on a minute. I wish you could all see exactly what I'm having to do here, control-wise. Come on, you. Seriously want to be that much of an annoyance? Here we go. Anyway. The best way to describe it, the reason why we have the, camera on flight control on easy rather than normal is essentially if we have it on normal, the movements like what I'm doing here with the Guardian mode, with rotating the screen and all that stuff, is how the jet behaves, and I like to make sure that everybody does not have to deal with possibility of motion sickness. Anyway, we're going in to defend Macross City. Hold on a minute. Want to fire some missiles here to lower them down a little bit. This game really does like to be a pain when trying to fly, but we'll use our guns and our secondary fire. Lock on. Do some combination. Unlike a game like Battle Cry, the hold on a minute. The game itself is a little bit detrimental to itself. Want to back up a bit. Multi-target them. Fire that there. Fire at all of them, because the faster we get rid of them, the faster we get to take out the next group of enemies. And we'll go over here. Multi-target on all that one. The reason why auto camera is off is because of the fact that if we do a full missile salvo on a single enemy, which you will see here and there, that does automatically set it to follow the missiles. Which, I don't know about all of you, but it's a pain on that one. We'll turn the fighter. Lock on, because the only one we really have that can lock on is the Battleoid. I guess I haven't really explained the story, but so far it has been 10 years since the end of a Great War. And essentially it ended in a single night. The reason why it ended was humanity found out that they weren't the only one in the universe. As I was saying about like the camera and stuff like this is sort of why flight mode is turned on to easy, so that way I don't cause problems to our viewers. Not bad. Skip through all this stuff. It says we've unlocked the 1A. I want to skip through everything here. We're now on the second mission, which is trying to defend the Supernatural Fortress 1, or the alien ship that crash landed on Earth, to protect it until it can depart, as this is Trotty here. Hold on a minute, all. I want to use our Guardian mode here to help with taking out some enemies. The reason why you'll see me use Battle Weight a lot more than you would think is because it's the only one that actually has a proper targeting. And it's faster to just immediately lock onto an enemy and switch camera angles than having to deal with other things. Even though we don't get access to missiles, we have access to some of the things that does help shoot down missiles. You'll legitimately see me using a PS2 controller and actually mashing like 3 buttons at a time for movements. Thanks, Sega, because apparently Sega helped with this game. I can't even use the D-pad because the D-pad does things like this. With what it does, it just gives you different camera angles, which we do not need. Because it does not let us do anything with our firing. 1 to 2 left. Fiber pods there and there. Want to fly towards them. Try not to cause that one, but I can. Because yes, I am legitimately mashing 3 of the 4 face buttons in this. Because how targeting works in this game, it is legitimately, you see how it will not give me a proper lock-on? It doesn't also matter that they've mapped the entirety of transformations to the L2 and R2. Come on now. And we got them all. Just in the nick of time. Essentially, we're defending the airspace so the SDF-1 can try to escape from it, from Macross City. They are going to be forced to use a hyperspace fold on the ground, causing them to take part of the city with them. But we're flying down to help, cover some fire, before the ship can take off. We need to reach the SDF-1 once prompted. Also our Valkyrie here. Want to fly backwards here, because if the enemies are approaching us, they do not actually sort of break formation until they reach us, so we'll take advantage of that. So we'll want to take advantage of that one, firing our missiles here. Take advantage of our alternate fire. Use our heavier missiles here, which we are limited. Select back to our normal, because we're getting close to them. Now we just have to take out as many enemies as possible here until we are prompted to go and land on the SDF-1. Mind you, because this is all in Japanese, it took me a while to figure that one out myself. You're close by, so take you out, Hit at a rapid pace here and there so that I don't overheat while still keeping in extra damage. Because yes, the controls in this game are a pain. But it's for the love of the series here. Okay, we'll do that there. Get rid of you. It should prompt us soon to get down to the SDF-1. Yep, it's letting us do that, so we want to start flying down towards the target and get down there as fast as possible. We don't have to do anything right now, we just have to reach the SDF-1 as they're preparing to do a hyperspace fold. And highly recommend checking out the Super Dimension Fortress Macross, that one, as well as the rest of the franchise now that it's finally able to be seen in the West. But I wish they would release more games for the series in the US now. But we've just finished this one, ready for a hyperspace fold. Claudia there telling us that we are getting ready for one. So just waiting for the countdown now. Because I can't really mash through anything to save time. You can see the SDF1 taking their hyperspace fold. Not the best, but not the worst. See me pause a little bit on the title screen, on the mission complete screen, so I can actually just keep an eye to the, how bad the mission was. We're basically in space, defending them right after the hyperspace fold on that one. So we're going to relax here. This is more of the equivalent of an auto-scroller here. So honestly, it is actually faster to do our current strategy of just using missiles to actually take out the enemy versus doing anything else movement-wise. So you'll see me actually do that every now and then, swapping to Battleoid to retarget myself. And here and there, trying to not do that. Because having to... Since we aren't really using the other cameras, because they really do cause problems with orientation. Because... I guess I could show you quick. See how, like, this does that there? It does not let us, really actually control things, and if you're good enough, you really shouldn't need the other cameras. So having to swap back and forth between that one. If we were using the actual, and I'll show you quick, because I can. Yep, auto camera on. This is sort of why we do not use the auto camera. Because we have stuff like that which we cannot even control, and that takes up in-game time. Can't control, action does not continue, but at the same point, because of that, it's just not worth having it on that one. We'll fly towards that there. Fly towards there. Swap back to Guardian mode. Swap to our heavy missiles to make sure we can take out the one heavier enemies. I'm not joking when I say having to actually swap between multiple controls on that one. Like, if I want to quickly swap missiles, I have to actually... If I want to swap between missiles, I have to actually hit select on that one in the correct mode. This game is legitimately one of those games that is... You have to know the controls for the speed run. But now that we've gotten rid of the main things, we just gotta wait till the exclamation timer runs out. Swap that one there. One thing I will say is the more missiles you have targeting a single enemy, the more that it will deal damage-wise. As you can one-shot, as you can decide whether or not to do like single missile volleys like this, or one large group on that one, and the full cluster of missiles does more damage than the others. And second chat to like lots over. The actual 3D games, at least for this one, are pretty good. I'm a huge fan of Battlecry myself because I think honestly they did a bit better at trying to combine the two and giving a bit more of the Earth feeling one of the nice points to Robotech. Sorry, Macross fans, but I have to give it to them for actually thinking about player orientation on that one. And the fact is that you have an actual functioning D-pad for transformations versus having to mash between L2 and R2 to constantly swap between things. They also don't let you immediately go from, well, they let you go from Battleoid to Fighter, but it's you have to stop in Guardian, and I will call it Guardian because trying to pronounce the actual name is a pain, at least in my opinion. Is faster in Battlecry because you're just immediately going from that to that without having the slight pause in between. But the 3D games are quite fun. I need to actually play some more of them, like the PS1 games and the other ones. Also, Scramble Valkyrie is very fun. I've tried it myself. I also highly recommend the Robotech Macross Saga HD because if you like that one, it's not as crazy on that one, but it's a good way to get comfortable with the style of this type of games. I recommend the other ones too. So we're now flying towards there. Said I forget the name of our character. In chat, if you know it, please do let me know on that one there. I do know that for the ARMD, it's a person by the name of Eddie. I say I'm not sure the name of the character for characters here because, honestly, with the way that the original IGN guide I found, which helped me actually beat the game originally because of not understanding what I needed to do for Mission 2, but after that I figured out the rest of the stuff, was updated in 2013, although I believe I did find a long time ago what the original one looked like, and at present the current thing is completely different from how it is. So we're just trying to get to the target here, launching a surprise attack on the Zentradi, which only knew war, only knew a lot of things like that. So essentially, like, they have yet to try to sneak on board the Super Dimensional Fortress 1. Also notice just on the inside, they've taken in these survivors of the hyperspace fold from Macross City. And one of the interesting things about Macross is it's one of the first actual animes that helped with showcasing like the transforming mech genre. Come on, game, let me get there. I'm hurt as fast as I can. Doesn't help that basically the got there in time because it was slowing down some. There we go. Want to try to do that one? We're now by, I think it's Saturn, or is it Jupiter? Anyway, we now have to defend the SDF-1. So what we want to do is fly backwards again. We'll be seeing me in Guardian mode for a lot of the time, just because of the whole fact of the matter of, I'm not joking when I say you can fly backwards with the, because you're able to actually fly backwards in Guardian, it makes it so that way you can keep up a line of fire on some enemies a lot faster. And being able to actually fly backwards while having the enemies come at you or not want to break formation gives you the ability to outright just avoid some of the attacks, but also save time on some things. Anyway, the Zentradi are now launching missiles at them, at the SDF-1, so we want to get rid of them as fast as possible. You'll see me transform the fighter here to get close to them, to take them out as fast as possible. You'll see me boost here, and I'll take them out as fast as I can. It's going to take some damage, but I've got to make sure to actually not get confused on the areas. Essentially, the SDF-1 is trying to get close to the ship, the Zentradi ship, to deal damage to it. you'll see them actually... Well, I won't spoil the surprise of that one. I've got to fly close as anything to them and take out the missiles here. As you can clearly see, they're marked in yellow. Well, orange, I guess, is probably the best thing. You gotta waste, I shouldn't say waste, but time it to survive the timer here. Not so much an auto scroller, but more of a survive until, since you can lose some time during the beginning part. It's full mission rather than pure auto scroller. Come on now, Gabe, let me get close. Tight turn on that one there. Get those locked on. Because I just need to focus on the missiles more than anything else. To make sure the SDF-1 does not take as much damage as it could. As you can see, they're coming closer. It sustained some damage. Come on now. It sustained some damage, but we gotta make sure that they aren't taken out. Come on now, game. Be kind to me. And if we're good, we'll keep them alive just long enough for them to transform. Because of course, you gotta have that harrowing rescue. Them to do things. What you didn't get to see was the SDF-1 doing an actual Falcon punch to the enemy carrier. To the enemy ship. We want to skip the missions, skip the prompt to save, of course. We've reached Mars now. The game expects us to stay in first in Battleloid here, but of course we're not going to do that because it is better to just use Guardian mode here. Make sure to not fall to the ground. So we're going to quickly transform back here. You'll notice that I'm not using my heavy missiles. That's for a particular reason, because this is where we'll have to take our first sort of boss fight. But you will also see me change quick to the Guardian mode. Well, I should say Battleloid, to make it easier to swap to where I need to go and also fly backwards here. I'm not joking when I say having that ability dramatically makes it easier because of being able to fly backwards. You notice the enemies have not broken, haven't broken formation yet. And we're going to be using that to our advantage throughout the entire run, as I said. And that's for both storylines. God, I forget their name at present. Chat, shout them out if you know. Fire a full missile string there. Not joking when, if you get hit by full things, you do have to deal with physics here. So we want to take that out. Quick and easy. Launch them out on that one. That's only the first part. And you can see clearly, like, this, like those type of things, like why I decide to use the easy camera on that, the easy flight mode, so you all don't have to deal with that whenever I'm in there. Yes, it does. When you get to a certain height, it does. I really need to try out the PSP games, the other stuff. I don't know why it's not showing the now loading screens at present, because I am actually on hardware. But I'll take it that way. It's normally supposed to show a now loading, between things, but sometimes the game just wants to act up. So we'll do that there. So I know it isn't my TV. But we'll fire these here to basically hover around where we can get some full missiles. We'll also swap to here. The secondary fire for the Battleoid is supposed to help with destroying missiles, but what's also good about it is it's a secondary fire that we don't have to stop and stop them with a if basically it's basically a continuous rate of fire that we can use to our advantage. You'll see me swap here. I'll try to not press both buttons at the same point, but going from Battleoid to the Guardian, when I'm holding L2 to be able to quickly lock on, sort of is a problem. Also, we got rid of all the enemies, so we're good there. Pemajin, I think is how you're pronouncing it. Quote me if I'm pronouncing it incorrectly. I have not gone back and watched the actual original version in ages, and even then, last I saw was Robotech, and I need to go back and watch any of the other stuff. That one. Anyway, we're now on the next mission, which is going out and destroying an enemy ship. This is during the story wise, where Mid-May is having her one thing. That's one of the first people in the Zentradi to actually become, to actually shrink down to Micronian size. This is one of the first times you'll see me actually, where you have like one of the specific packs for the ship. And you can see in the corner about the contest, during which the actual Miss Macross contest. Okay, fire that there, swap over to here. Fire that there. Fire that there. Swap over to our full set of missiles. Because we want to fire them as close as we can to make sure to deal a lot of damage here. Swap back over because we now have access to a full volley of our really strong missiles. Swap over here again. And at present we're just dealing out as much damage as possible. Avoiding enemy attacks. Firing where we can. Boosting where we can. Want to avoid the enemy missiles on that one. Relock onto them. Again, avoid attacks. Again, try to remember all of the names of that one and pronunciations properly. We'll be taking out their ship. Trying to deal as much damage as we can with full volleys. And we've taken them out for the first half. You can't transform at all. It is essentially sort of like doing a lot of the stuff with Battleoid only. It gives you a lot more of the ability to use things. Also, say hi to Min-May being crowned as the as Miss Macross. Also, shoutouts to Rick Hunter, her boyfriend for most of the series. But we stopped the fleeing Zentradi, that one. Not bad. Now if I'm recalling the correctly thing, they send out a cat's eye to survey ahead on that one, and we're part of the escort for it. This is one of those missions where you will not see me use missiles at all, just about, because the enemies try to take the cat's eye, and so we do not have any, basically we need to protect it, but since the enemies are, like, really close to it, it sort of leaves it to where we can't really, after a little bit, we can't really, fly close to them because of the fact that they will damage it because of the explosions from the missiles. And we also have to be cognizant of the asteroids. So we gotta make sure to fly close and keep the cat's eye safe. Fire one heavy missile here. I can afford to damage the cat's eye some, but at the same point, you've got to protect it as much as possible, because that can take damage quickly, because it's not as heavily armored. Come on, let me get close to it. And since this is not the one that really gets close to it yet, I can start to still damage it within distance, as long as I keep them from getting close. There we go for that there. Take that set out, hopefully with a full volley of missiles. Gotta love the missile trails for this game. So we're now on to the second half, where we do have a Zentradi sticking really close to them. So we have to take out the one enemy that is very close to it. So we have to be very careful here, because you'll see real quick, Cat's Eye will take some damage immediately, because it's like right next to them. So we have to just take them out as fast as we can, since it's onto the cat's eye. Since it's right on the cat's eye. And because they did manage to carry it away a little bit, I've got to boost it up again. I will still have to take care of the remaining enemies once I get rid of this one. Since it's directly onto the cat's eye, I can't really use missiles there. Thank you. I may not know all Japanese, but I at least know what thank you is. We'll go like this. Do that there. Fire some heavy missiles. Get close to them. Why the game developers did not give you a proper targeting lock, I do not know. But they decided to not do that one. So we'll fly here, fly here, fly over here, get close. Because it just does not give you a proper thing on that one, and we just protected Cat's Eye. If you feel like asking questions, feel free. The nicest thing is that we do allow Emily on the leaderboard, because since timing is done in-game, and as long as you have settings correctly, it really doesn't matter as much about load times. The only thing that's, well, as long as you could get it as close as possible to the PS2, but apart from that, it essentially doesn't matter as much, so we have to wait it out here. A rank, not bad. Let's get through all that. Stage 8. Yes, think on that one. I think we've gotten back to Earth. Yeah, I think we're at the point where we finally got back to Earth. scribble on that one. We haven't quite got back to Earth yet, but I believe is this the one where we gotta go in, or is that the next one? If I go in, I mean actually go inside the SDF-1. Heavy missiles there. Go back to our normal thing. Don't know why some of the screens are not showing up on my end. Don't quote me on why, because I got no clue. That just means I've got to double check. Maybe it's because I'm on disk speed, you know, like fast disk speed, but that really shouldn't matter. Unless it does matter for like how I've got the screen set up, but I don't think so either. We're going to do that there, that there. Get rid of this fighter pod. Do that there, there. There's that. Put that there. There's that. Fire with the missiles here, there, and everywhere. Again, since the enemies don't like to come close, well, to break up until they're close to us, flying backwards does actually help a lot because of how the enemies move. Because since they're not breaking up until they get close to us, the simple fact of being able to fly backwards and just lock on missiles as much as possible means we can damage them a lot before having to actually get into close range. Because this game, Guardian is not locked to just forward momentum only. One of the benefits that one of the things they did properly, unlike Battle Cry, got through the first part of it. I believe this is when they tell us that they infiltrated the ship. It's either this one or later on. I think this is the one. No, this is the one with the Max's wife, if I recall correctly. That there. Avoid the missiles there. Do some quick transformations. Aim perfectly here where we can. Fire this there. Quickly transform back. Quickly try to keep up with them using Guardian modes. That way I'd have to deal with some things. As I said, the secondary thing is supposed to help with taking out the missiles. So we get to try to use that. See, slide there. Go there. Fly in with the fighter, because of course. There we go. For the answer to that one, yes, it is a little harder. I have no clue how to pronounce the name on that one. But, best way to describe it, it's a little harder to lose bearings in space. Not as hard as it could be, because I know, because I've played a lot of games like this before, and now we have to go rescue her, because captured. So need to help with giving updates. Okay, come on, game. Let her appear with the targeting, so I can actually go rescue her. Gonna not be the best thing on it for rating, but time should be okay. Oh, there we go. Follow the arrow. Down a bit. Need to just slowly ease into it. Need to just get that perfectly and recaught her. We disabled her and not the truly destroyed her on that one, but we did capture everything. Missed it on that one. Anybody catch what time I got on that? So we're going back to Earth. What is it, 11 or 12 on that one? Anyway, yes, we made it back to Earth. I don't know if this is before or after Roy passes away or not, but it's been close to a year. I don't know, he's still alive. Let's get close to them. As I said, we want to basically build just close enough that we can start locking onto things. We have to hold off before this. We can't attack her just yet. We need to wait for a bit. So what we're going to do is take out the enemies as fast as we can for now. And just wait here, use them. We want to hold off on all the heavy missiles because we'll need them for the dogfight later on. Again, do some damage to them. We want to basically have the ability to deal some damage while making sure we still get our missiles in. So there we go for that there. Flying close there. Full volley there. Should end that there. I had recovered the first part. Say hi to Max. Everybody knows Max. Maximilian Sterling. A very integral character for both Robotech and Macross because of who he is and his wife. Story-wise, the Centrati started to realize, hey, war's not the only way since they were just pure warlike. You know, with war and that kind of stuff. And, it's okay on that one. But, as I was saying, with Max, it's mainly because of his wife being important on that one story-wise. And I'm still wondering why it's not showing the loading screen on that one. On my end. I'm going to have to... You could all clearly see that it's not showing it on that one, and I'll have to talk with our other mods as to whether or not I should... So whether or not something's up on that one. Because, I'm performing it live. Don't know what to do on that one. And it's one of those things, just like no clue on what's going on with that one there. Want to use our missiles again. Flying close. I'll have to take a look at later on to see if it's on my end or what have you. Because I've never seen that happen where it's not wanting to show it. At least on my end. Don't quote me on if it's the if it still shows them on capture, because it's not on my end, which is a little bit disturbing, but again, it might be just aspect ratio or something. So I've got it set to full and not 4:3. So if it's aspect ratio, hey, something new to actually make note of. Want to fly in close. Fly over here. Get the last of them. Now we have our boss fight. Not going to full volley, but wait for it till I get close. Fire a full lock on again. Getting close and avoid things. Actually aim a little bit. Avoid the attack fire. Fire a heavy missile volley there. Fire again there, dodge there. Use that so that way I can get a full lock on. Actually, lock on perfectly. Because again, want to basically make sure I can lock on. Move there. Let's go over here. Lock on there. Lock on there. Yes, I know damage. I know. I've taken damage. Apply a little bit of the brakes. Fire directly on that one because damage output for the guns at that close range is very good. Fly up here so we can get to there. As I said, fly close to that one there. Because I actually do know how to pilot these things from a lot of different games. And we took her out. Did we? No. Thought we did for a second. Now we did. So we protected the SDF-1 and accomplished for that one. We get the 1S unlocked. Technically, the cards don't matter except for the ending. So for the collector stuff on that one, though I lose a tiny bit of time for new game, but again, as I explained earlier, it's faster to do stuff on that one. We're now at the end point of it. I don't know how I turned it off. but I mean, honestly, I'll have to look that one up. So I'll try to figure that one out during the break between runs. Because essentially both storylines being two separate things on it. Fly backwards there. That there. Fire that there. Be accurate. Because again, they're going to try to cause a huge explosion. This is where... God. This is what, bursting point? Or is it force of arms? No, force of arms is the giant axe ending mission. There we go for that there. Take that there. That there. I believe it's bursting point is the name of the episode. Fire those there. Fire those there. Liberal amounts of missiles. So we'll go like that there. Gotta get rid of all the enemies. As long as they're lying close to me, it's better to just do that. Okay. Now they're all going to do a giant attack on the SDF-1. You can clearly see just why the cameras are annoying. So we'll go like that. They're launching the giant things. The SDF-1 has set up its actual God, its giant barrier. Come on now. There's that there. So let me find it. Gotta head towards the ships. Not there yet, but I'm going to be. Let's go down here. Also, graphic things, so no clue on that one there. I'm gonna have to check this run to see if what happened there. Am I too low? Okay. Okay, where are you? There they are. There they are. There they are. Gotta take out all these. So want to move so that I can take them all out. Because I need to take out all the missiles. Come on now. There we go. There's the first one done. Okay. There's the first. I did get rid of it, didn't I? Yes, I did. It is a little disorienting here and there. Come on now. There's the next one, so I want to boost towards it as fast as I can. So I have 4 of these to take out on that one there, but hover up a little bit. So I can hover up some more. Because I need to be able to take them all out. Okay. Fly up a little bit so I can see it all. Fly it up a little bit. That's the second one. Okay, where's the third? So I did that in order. Okay, come on now, game. There we go. So I've got to hurry as fast as I can. Wanna hurl up here. The other one is over here, so we'll take this one first. Let's hurry, 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 hurry. Hurry, hurry. Hurry, 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 hurry. Come on. Okay, come on. Hover. Okay, boost there. What's left? That there, that there. That should be all of them there. So now we want to fly over here quick. Come on. Come on, game. Be kind to me. Thank you. Hover here. Get to there as fast as I can. It's gonna be tight. Come on now. Okay. Is there any left? Yep. Come on, game. Thank you. Did I forget any? I think I did. Let's go. Come on. There we go. Did I remember everything else? It's blowing up. It's blowing up. It's blowing up. I see the distance. Looks like it's blowing up. So we saved the SDF-1. So it'll still burst into its usual thing, but it is better than it could be. Game, did you just do what I think you did? Game, did you just do what I think you did? Ow! Ow. Looks like my system decided to freeze up. That's why I've got backups. Don't worry, you don't need to stop time. Gonna have to clean the discs. This is like the first time I've had that happen, but thank God for having a complete thing. That was mission, God, what was it? 8 or 9? Oh, I can check quick. Anybody able to tell me what the last mission was that I completed? I think that was 10. Luckily, I have everything unlocked on this one, so I can just do that. Thank God for backups, but I'm gonna need to actually clean the disk. Then... I've said before, and I'll say it again. My luck on games will go with my fully unlocked file, because gotta do that there. Nuclear swing. Yeah, I believe that was 10. I'll double check quick, just to make sure. And as you can see, now getting the loading screens. I don't know why it was. Yep, this was the correct one. So we're on mission 11. Thank God for backups. I just checked. It was 10. So we want mission 11. And I hate when this game happens to act up, but backups are a thing. And as I said, I don't know why it was not giving me the now loading stuff either, which is a pain. But now, our friend Roy is sadly gone. And we're defending that one. This is also one of the only missions where we have to go inside the SDF one. So we're going to take out the enemies as fast as we can. I'm gonna fly backwards. Again, my luck on things. This is, oddly enough, one of the games that I almost never have problems happen. Guess I might have to look at the actual disc and see about if I need to clean it or not. Solve that for the first part. They're launching some of the heavier ones on us. Let's take care of that one there. Wanna lock on here? Sorry, I'm just annoyed right now because of that. Come on now. I want to lock onto all those. Fire there. And the saddest thing is that was a good speed run going on. Also, say hi to the Falcon Punch. Falcon Punch! That game just decided to kill. That it might have been a world record pace. Luckily, New Game Plus is allowed. But this does not count as it, sadly. As it's got to be on the same file and not exiting to the menu. And since we have to go inside the SDF one, we can't really use our missiles. So, since they did build an entire city in there, let's get that taken care of. Take care of that there. Lock on the entire thing. I mean, I've got backups, so that is always a thing. I'll have to take a look at the disc and see if it needs cleaning or something. Or my laser or something on that one. Because when it wants to act up, now being told, hey, we need to go inside. And as you can see, just like that was there. I was worrying on that one for a second. Anyway, we want to hover to our multi-targets, that one. And legitimately, this is like legitimately a game where if I could use a hand cam, I would be. Enemies are a little harder to find. They're stealth on that one. So we want to fly around on that one. find them. Come on now. Come on. No, they're around here. There they are. It won't target them until we're close. And I've got to actually find them first, so it is a pain. There we go for that there. It's like I've got no way to actually tell where they are until they get close, and as I said, and trying to find them is a pain. There's one. So I can now target it. There we go for that there. Come on. So they're trying to destroy the city. Which really does not look like a city that much. There we go. I mean, it does when you get close to it. Come on. There we go. Get rid of all of them to the second part? No. Okay, come on now. Come on. Saw it. Yep, there we go. They love to hide for things. Yeah, we should be able to go into the next area. Come on now. Let's see. Come on now. Okay, we can finally head to the next section. The exit block. Come on now. Okay, come on now. Gotta hover, please. Come on. Okay, there we go for that there. Saw the other. Come on. If you're wondering why I'm not using missiles, it's because the game will not let me at all. Okay, let's go over here. That's where I've got to go. Second part of it. Okay. Oh, says that there, because gonna have to keep an eye to that one. Down protector on that one. So we got that there. Get their name. Sorry, all. But gonna hover around here, wait for the next spawn. Come on now. Okay, come on now. I'm gonna avoid the missiles and the lasers. Come on, almost done. Get up close, personal. There we go. That should cover this one. Yep. So there we go for that one there. So do not know why it was not doing that one. Sadly, I hate when I lose time for this one. Don't want to save. I wasn't joking when I said that it did have some things. That would, but now we're on the last mission for the Prometheus storyline. The what is essentially Force of Arms, which is the Drani that actually decided to not be as warlike, wanted to work with humanity, now are on our side. So essentially, them being on our side, we have because they're on our side, they're helping defend Earth with us. So very glad it's screwing that up. Hitting the wrong button. If you notice, I am actually using a Super Valkyrie package, which is very good. Gives us a lot more firepower, a lot more missiles on that one, and I'll explain more in a bit, as I will sadly not be able to use the really good item that we get for a little bit. Flying close to that in there, boost there. Take them out with multiple missiles on that one there. Now the next wave. They are attacking Earth, sadly, on that one there. See their plan of like asteroid-style ships. So we're going to do that one. Sadly, they did bombard Earth. Not everybody was destroyed, but it did turn Earth into a giant wasteland to some degree. So we want to do that there. Do that there. Launch one of those missiles. Yeah, because I'm going to need them. That there. Fire there. Go that way. Make sure we conserve health for story reasons. And safety on that one, of course. So we'll go like this. So there's that there. Want to take that there. Avoid that there. Get rid of all of them. Now we have to take out the giant asteroid-style ship. See the SDF-1 firing its giant laser. Oh no, wait, that was the asteroid ship. Captain Global, or Global in the Robotech version. We want Admiral that does support humanity. Okay, come on now. Come on now. Wanna fire those there. Take some damage there, some damage there. Take some damage. Take that there. Culture shock. I understood that much. Come on now. No one health that I'd like. let's go for that one there. Okay. Finally, we get to the first part of this, which is the target I need to take out. There's the first one of them. Need to fire 2 missiles at it. So quickly turn. Quickly boost away. That should take it out. Let's see our giant super missiles, which is what I currently have equipped on that one. Come on now. There we go. There's the first half. Now, all you fans of the anime, y'all get to enjoy this. So we're on the last mission for Prometheus storyline, the second half of it. Each of the final missions has its own unique twist on that one. This one is the one against Medi, and I have to say, I do love the way they did it. Thank you. I was worrying on that one. So, skipping this. Also, enjoy one of the songs that Macross is known for. As you all know, Macross is known for its music. Hell out of dodge. Don't worry, I've never had this actually get copyrighted on Twitch or even YouTube. So feel good about that one there. But you notice how I'm limited on my missiles with this one. So I actually have to be cognizant of how much I have. Because you will fail immediately if you run out of super missiles, because they're the only thing that can destroy them. And you have to redo the entire mission here, so... And it takes 2 missiles to get rid of them. And you see how big that explosion is. And there are, I believe... Is it 4 or 5 of them? I forget which. Anyway, I've got to actually preserve the amount of missiles on that to make sure I can take them out. As well as get rid of some of the enemies here. If any of you really well-known Macross fans know the exact name of it, please let the chat know and where they can look it up on YouTube. Because yes, I can take damage from my own missiles. Just like that there by accident with that. Because I need to get away with that, or get away from there, because I'm a little too close there. Want to do that there. Target locked on that one there. I'd have to actually give the old guide a, the actual thing to the community to see if they could decipher how much is still accurate, not accurate, how much they changed with when they updated the IGN guide, because I swear they changed the names of female for this one, for our characters here, and I don't know the exact name, so I am a little close on that one, so I'm not going to try. I'll just fly backwards and turn around like that. Fly away like that there. Get rid of all of them. Hopefully that did destroy. Did it? No. That did, though. 4 shots left. Only a few left, but I've got to not screw up my shots now. 4 missiles. Okay, come on now. Boost away. Turn. There's 1 shot. Making sure to play conservative here, because of the amount of missiles I've got. There we go. And that's the end of the Prometheus storyline. I need to get up and stretch, and although I can skip the credits, I'm going to stretch for a second, so let y'all watch the credits for a second. Okay, back off. Said needed to stretch for a little bit. We'll skip this one for now. Ick, not good. But we take what we can get for screw up. So that one, no, I do not wish to save. And I annoyed on that one. So we're now going to the ARD storyline. And technically this one will count because New Game Plus is option. But we're going to skip that one. We're now playing as a character named Eddie. Correct me if I'm wrong, community, on that one. I'm just going by what the original guide I found said, and that's one of the names that hasn't changed. Anyway, this is run more about combat. It's condensed, and it is based off the movie. So say hi to Roy. We're expected to fly in formation, but we aren't really going to do that. And I'm pretty sure this won't matter or get a better time than what I've currently got, so we're just going to wait here. Again, Macross Island. And again, say hi to Roy. We need to protect him to some degree, even though we don't really need to protect him. So we're just going to wait around. This one is the harder of the storylines. Okay, come on now. Come on. Okay, come on. Just waiting for the enemies to show up on that one. First set of Centrati. Yep, we'll reach the target points. Start targeting them all, like usual. We need to get rid of them all in a certain time limit now. Mission start. Lock onto them, like usual. And now we're backpedaling, we're flying forward to get rid of some of them. Locking on as fast as we can. flying backwards as fast as we can on that one to deal as much damage as we can. Oddly enough, the game actually does not recommend you to start with this storyline if this is from a fresh file. It's what I'd normally prefer on that one, but I wasn't going to restart, you know, pull out the memory card, do all the other stuff in a verified setting, so unless I get like all S's time-wise, probably not really going to improve times on that one. But now we are officially headed towards Macross City. Also, fun fact to see it from a different angle. And enjoy the 1A. Valkyrie Fighter 1A. And now we get to skip the scramble piece for it. We'll hover over that one there. Hover this way. Fire some of the missiles out there. Hover there. Hover there. Over here. Take care of this. Come on now. Fire towards them. Wanna hover this way. Again, protecting the SDF-1. Holding basically every face button on the PlayStation 2 controller except for triangle there. There we go for all that there. Fly just high enough so that I can use the missiles to completely destroy those. Fire that there. Fire that there. Hover there. So I need to basically boost forward. And get as close as I can. Save some time and just hover a little bit to get rid of them. Switch over to heavy missiles because now I have a squad of heavier armed enemies to take out. See a little bit of lag there. Use these to just take them out a bit faster. Flying close so I can make sure to hit rapid fire on that one there. And we're cleared for the first mission. So clear that one there. Nicest thing is that with this one, it does technically save a little bit of time for not having to unlock things as much. So again, hopefully you're all enjoying it. Anyway, we now are scrambling. Story-wise, we have hit the basically hyperspace fold on that one. We're now defending the SDF-1 again. Positive note. We have the 1J automatically here. So we get the 1J to start with here. And we just have to defend the Macross. That should hopefully take them out. You know, gonna do that there. Take them out. Fire that there. Fire that there. Full missile volley there. Dealing enough damage to get rid of them. Swapping to Battleoid so I can fire some more of the missiles. Well, not so much missiles, but targeting a bit better. This is when they're trying to get a hold of the transformation system. Of course, you gotta have a transforming ship. See, we'll go from there. So we'll go for that there. Yep, they're starting up the transformation system. Fire there. Fire those there. Get rid of them because we're going to... If they're going to fly in close, we're going to use the fact of them flying in close to have them immediately hit our rapid fire machine gun. What'd you call it? Machine gun? Whatever you would want to call a it's not a Vulcan or Vulcan, which is I believe the term from Gundam, but whatever you'd want to call it. Fire those there. System's almost done. Want to fire a single missile there. Blah, blah. Sorry, y'all. Kind of hard to talk here. Fire those there. Take that out. Fire that there. Loop onto that. Not loop. Lock. This is a run where talking a lot is a pain. Not in a negative way, but more just getting tongue-tied. So we'll do that there. Fire those there. Fire them here. Fire those there. I'm seriously going to have to look at the laser or my disc at some point to see if nothing's wrong with it. Because if it's freezing up, that really makes me want to actually try to check to make sure nothing's wrong with it. Because getting a Japanese PS2 is actually kind of hard over here in the States now. So we're going to fire those there. Yep, we protected them from that one there so it can transform. And it's going to transform. So we completed this. One there. Yeah, A rank. Not bad, not good, but not bad. We're going to skip the mission, the information here. So now we have another mission, or two, now we're three here. We have to defend the ship. This is one of the ones where we do go inside the ship for this storyline. Spot to there. Swap to there. Take that there. There. Fire it there. Fire those there. Fire missiles there. try to get in as many as we can with a full volley. Knocking on what needed to help with taking it out. If you notice now, the ones that were a bit harder are now not as hard. It's because of scaling, I believe. You know, gotta adjust. Like, with the, oh, we now have stronger enemies type thing. Mind me, had to actually grab some water because throat. It gotta stay hydrated. Getting close to that one there. Use some of the missiles here. Use those there so I can try to get rid of them. Use those there. That there. Because enemy missiles are a pain. Get rid of that, hopefully. Not going to be a good grade, but I'm not going for all S ranks here. Just going for whatever works for now. Because this is just the storyline. Don't need all S ranks, but it does help. Let you know that you got a good time. Get rid of that one there. Then you're going to fire it right at me, then I'm going to use that there. We're now know that we got to go inside the ship, so of course we don't get access to the other stuff. We don't get the ability to use our missiles inside. However, unlike the Prometheus storyline, we get one benefit of this. We know where every enemy is. Which is a huge benefit here. And I can't tell you how good it is. Now the leader of, I believe it's Apollo Squadron. Come on, let me hover, please. Come on now, game. Come on now, be behind. It's the old adage, what? Be kind, rewind. Come on now, game. If you notice, I'm having to actually boost and hover where I can. Maintain some of the actual movement. So I can actually move and keep attacking. 3 left. But 4 left. Make sure to not fall. One left. Come on, hover, please. There we go. Just defended the inside of the ship. So we're good there. So we're good there. Also, enjoy the clothing ads, technically. Not good, but not bad. Purely due to other stuff. Anyway, the cat's eye thing that we had to protect. This time we are actually in the piloting seat for that, which has some missiles, but not a lot. We only have 24 missiles. We're going to want to use them as... We're going to want to save them where we can. And use them sparingly. And it's my phone for some reason. I'm not answering that because nobody knows. I'm doing a marathon run. No, I can't answer. And if you can tell, just like what we do and do not have access to with this, it is limited on that one. So we've got to do what we can do. We gotta get to the next target. And as you can tell, we really do not get a lot of missiles here. So having to strategically use them for the enemies that we use them on. We want to have at least enough towards the end. The reason why I fly away from them is so you can actually multi-target them a lot easier. So I can save some time here because of only being able to use the gun. And we want to make sure we have just enough missiles for some of the later things coming up. Okay. I'll head to the next target point. And as I said before, it does take a little bit on that one. And it's letting me know her work wants her to stay later, so... And the reason why I was able to do that is boosting from one spot to the other. So, yeah. Need to get to the next target. This will tell us, like, to go to another thing. Because said we're having to scout ahead of the SDF-1. You have to take do something quick with that one. This is sort of why we save the missiles as much as we can, because it makes this section faster. Because we need to be able to take this out. We don't deal a lot of damage with our guns, and it's faster to just take them out like this. We gotta avoid all the attacks. And since we gotta do that, it's faster to actually use Battleoid because we got to keep a lock on with them, avoid the damage. It is really hard to believe that you cannot get an S rank on this mission in the story mode, despite having a very good time.
機関の位置を確認。これよりマクロス手法を照準します。
A rank though, which is actually very hard to do. The reason why it's hard to get an S rank is because you not only need to not take damage, but you also have to sort of attack them within enough stuff to do things. And with the lack of missiles. Anyway, we're now checking out a deserted Centrani ship. And hopefully y'all can still hear me. Test, 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 test. Anyway, we want to boost forward here using the Guardian. We need to follow the lights. And this does get to be a bit disoriented here because of how things are. So if I stop for that one, you'll see why. Every now and then I do want to use the fighter if it's a straight line to actually speed up a little bit. Let's see if this is the first one where we gotta go up. Is it? No. Again, disorienting on anything like that within this. So, I do my best here. Okay, on the right way. Okay, come on now, game. Wanna hover up? Come on now. You may think it's harder on that one, but it is one of those things where the game actually... Your height and other stuff is based on your... is mapped to the second stick. Did I just go the wrong way? Yes, I believe I just did. Okay, come on now. The reason why I want to use this is because it's faster than the Battleoid. Because you can actually keep moving rather than having to stop and only being able to burst forward in small bits. So want to lie there. It's the target, and surprise, surprise, it actually has not derelict. It's just trying to be a decoy. And this is one of those seats where we cannot actually skip things. And so now we have to get out of there. I have to make sure to not hit left or right on some of the stuff like that, so I can actually take out some of the things. You'll see me use this, because with the way the enemies are located, it is faster to just do that than to do other stuff. By that I mean it is a lot easier to control to do things like this. Even though you can deal with some of it, it's just if you get hit a lot, it does make it a bit more disorienting. Which does matter for not only viewers, but also for myself, so that way I can control things a bit easier. Avoid the enemies here. Come on now, game. Come on. Go the right way. Because when it looks good, it looks good. I'll hover there. If I can get some damage in with the missiles, I'm going to try. But within tight quarters, it's more of a try to survive and try to deal as much damage as you can. And that gets turned into a pincushion. again. Want to try to get done stuff as fast as we can. Because if you notice how the door does not have an open thing, that means we can't continue onward. Try not to get locked on the things, please, game. And again, for some of the longer corridors that are straight, you try to line it up so that way you can just use the fighter and boost with boosting to just get through it fast. And route. So we got out of there after them deciding to, like, I believe blow themselves up. 5 minutes, not bad, not the best. Still better than nothing. We're on mission 6 now. Skipping through all that. We made it back to Earth yet? Nope, we're on Mars. Trying to remember which is which on that one. Anyway, we made it to Mars. We have to use the heavy armor again, which is a pain here. Because if you notice, we can't transform. And we want to basically use a combination of missiles here and the secondary weapon. We don't want to use the heavy missiles just yet for reasons, because there's some enemy ships that are going to come that are a bit harder to deal with. And you can just start seeing like how much I have to start shifting around for actually dealing out proper damage in here. Switch to that there, fly close. There we go for that there. Hover slightly. Since they're flying in close, we can manage to actually hit them with missiles as they're approaching versus having to actually try and use our secondary guns to help with speeding up the process. Thank God for them flying in, because missiles, if you want to hover slightly ever so much, that I can basically keep my boost going, but also be able to be high enough to actually have some maneuverability. Just heavy armor is not good. So we also need to defend the Macross here through waves of enemy attacks. Over there, take out what we couldn't kill. Do that there. Avoid taking some damage here. And we recovered that one. So we're good on the first part. Now we have to take care of the second half of the mission. Which is the reason why we saved those heavy missiles. Because you cannot actually damage these without... You can damage them without, but it's just faster to damage them with the heavy missiles to make it a bit faster. because heavy missiles deal a lot more damage, and it's just faster to do that. As you can clearly just start seeing just like how much it's dealing in output. This is while helping with taking out the others. I said this storyline was more action-packed. Okay, let me go for that there. That should be taking that one there, dealing some more damage there. Hopefully get rid of it. Come on now. Come on. Come on, let me avoid things, please. As you can see clearly, just like how much I have to plan out my moves here. Through there. Full missile for Ali there. That there, there's that. Yep, you wanna missile them. The game is telling us, you know, keep close to the ship, which we're trying. Come on now. Come on. Come on. Should hopefully finish that one off. Yep, does. Wanna get that one there. Lock on there. As I said, we wanna actually fire our missiles here because we can do that at a distance. And that should cover us all. Did a good job on that one, if I read it correctly. Yep, we're done there. We've protected the ship. B rank. As you can clearly see, just breezing right through this one. Breezing right through it. So now we've made it back on Earth. Made it back to Earth. We've now got to defend. Well, we don't have to defend it, but we're defending where we can. Want to use as many missiles as we can. This is legitimately one of the stages with one of the only boss fights in this one. Want to lock onto all these as much as we can, because manual targeting on that one, and get rid of them before they come towards me, so I can get rid of them fast enough not to take damage. Quickly turn, so I've got the next group targeted. We're in the 1S, I might add. Quickly move to there so we can take them out. Take that out. Take them out there. We want to try to save ourselves some damage. We now have to deal with Max's wife again, I believe. So sorry, I'll find a little quiet here. Also got to take out the missiles because they can deal a lot of damage to me. And she actually kind of evade pretty well. Want to try to avoid the hits of that one. Go close again. Line up again. Avoid the missiles. Avoid the lag. Because yes, there is lag in this game. We really haven't had to notice it that much right now, but as you can clearly start seeing that there is. There we go. Taking that out. We do get a little bit of a refill for the second part of this mission, which is always worth it. You now have to take out a battle carrier. It's approaching. Come on, now. As I said, we get a bit of a refill here, which is very good. We don't get as many stuff as we'd like. We get a health refill, but not a missile refill. We have to take out the giant laser on it. So we gotta fly up here. Certain spots on it that we have to hit. And I have to be very careful to try to not die here. I forget that I don't have access to fighting it just yet. Until the first set. So silly me if I forget this. Luckily, if I die, I do get to start back with a full set of stuff. Luckily, there was a checkpoint there. So we're going to do that there. Haven't had a death here in ages, but silly me for forgetting something. But again, okay. Luckily, we still get to keep our stuff there. We do want to continue. We do want to retry because we get to keep stuff here. Want to take these out. We have to take the first group out before we can fight the ship. Let's just call it RNG manipulation and leave it at that. Let's call it that, and we'll just go for that there. Call it that. Let's call it there. However, this means also that S rank is now impossible, but we're trying to go fast, so We don't really care about the grading. So I want to fire those there. Take care of that, please. Fire flying crows. Get some missiles on them. Get that there. Now we should be able to take out the ship. Yep. Forgot that you have to wait till this part to take it out. There we go. Now we can take it out. I want to hover up here. Avoid actually getting hit by the giant laser. Come on now. Let me lock on here. Come on. I gotta avoid things as fast as possible, and come on, game, be kind. Turn around. Get targeted in the front part of it. Come on now. Come on, game. Be kind to me, please. Love of game. Be kind to me, please. You can tell, like, I'm a little rusty here, but at the same point. Come on now. Sorry if I'm being quiet all. Gotta protect myself with that one and get rid of the use as fast as I can. Come on now. Come on, let's go for this here. Come on now. Thank you. Again, it's also trying to make sure I don't get disoriented on that one for myself, because, as you can tell, just like how it is with this, I'm gonna hover up a little bit. Over here, just out of range from them. Wanna slide this way. Even though we take some damage here, it is a bit faster to just eat it. Just eat it. Just eat it. Than to try and avoid things. And now we've taken that one there. So we've protected the Macross. And we're on to the last mission. Ew, really not good. So we're now on our way to the very last mission. We get something very useful here. The strike. And again, we want to fly backwards and get rid of all these. We don't have to get rid of all of them in order for the next section to spawn, but it's just a lot better to do that so we can avoid more things. And again, needing to preserve some health, because they're throwing everything, including the kitchen sink, at us. There's all those there. So we've gotten rid of some of them. Said there's certain enemies that we have to actually get rid of this one in order for the next section to spawn. We get the one laser thing, and because of that, it is a lot faster to get rid of them with the actual can't speak today. It's a lot faster to actually use stuff. Use our giant laser on that one. We can't use the giant bombs just yet. Come on now, I gotta be precise with my shots there. Come on now. Come on. Come on, please, game. Come on, I know this is not looking its best, but this game can be fun. I'm also a little rusty at it, so do forgive me for that one there. Also can't use the giant secondary missiles just yet. There we go. Come on now. There we go. First section done. Don't remember if I get a health refill or not here. So don't quote me. If I do, it's better than nothing. Also, say hi to the second piece of it. Min-Mei singing for the troops on that one. get a full refill on that one. We now have to take out a bunch of enemies along the way.
ターゲット反応弾の射程内に捕捉。キラン。これは運命の歌だ。
This one I do have to be cognizant of how much damage I take. Good, we got through the first part of it. So come on now. There's that one there. I'm going to use the giant bomb. Come on now. Gotta get rid of all those, clear the enemies here. This is the more of the one where we have like the one in the anime tropes. This is the one where it is legitimately a one-on-one style fight of like the 1v1, you know, one versus giant army thing with that one versus the last one, which was a 1v, you know, like the one versus many anime trope. Go there. I'll avoid the damage here. Go for that there. Avoid enemy attacks there. Avoid those there. Want to use the bomb sparingly. Fire our full volley of missiles. Fire that there, get rid of them. So we're now in the final section of the run with another unskippable cutscene. Enjoy the music all. I forget the name of it. I'd have to look it up. But you can start to see like how much the music has impacted the show. Barely finished in time despite having all the problems within that one, but still, considering having to stop, restart, considering checking a bunch of other stuff, and having a game probably cause problems, even still. And y'all wonder why I complain and have estimates the way they are. And this is one of those cutscenes we cannot skip. So enjoy the music, folks. All of them putting forth the giant effort into the this part of that one. As I said, this is more of the 1v1 final, you know, that one. See, I did like salute that one. I have no clue what the Japanese thing on that one is. My whole thing and thought process on this is the tone of voice. Also, considered the it's not audio. The tone of voice here sort of indicates, at least for me, like the come home, like that whole like love side of thing, which Macross is known for. We're going in deep. Unlike the other one where you just have to have the one versus many approach, this is the one-on-one style final battle. You can see mid-mail that led the head in a jar. So first things first, we're going to immediately swap to Adaloid, because we need to do certain things within this battle to not die. Immediately swap over that one. Hover if we can. Avoid all the missiles, get as close as possible. Take out these things here, because we cannot damage the main piece until we get rid of all of them. Eat some damage within that one there. Waste all of our remaining shots on this. Immediately switch to Valkyrie into Guardian mode. And stay as far away as possible, because it's hard as anything to hit those. So what we're going to do is circle around and circle strafe as much as we can at a distance with full missile volleys. We're doing this so that way we can avoid most of the damage, lock on as much damage as we can, and when you start to see the missiles coming from one direction, you really want to start changing your direction to that one, so we can just sort of lock on as much damage as we can, fire as much as we can, and as I said, want to keep as far as we can. Takes a little bit more time, but it's a bit safer. Want to try to not die. Fire this stuff. Fire again. I might add time is coming up. And just let it swap to the mission accomplished screen. And time! Luckily we could skip that one there. I could show at least the tiniest bit of the credits on that one. With like some of the concert type stuff with Minmay and all of that one. We can't really watch all of it thanks to YouTube on that one, if this wants to go to YouTube. But because this actually does get, triggers copyright stuff. Let me know if you want to skip that or not.
Yeah, just skip it just to be safe.
Okay, because I've never had it appear or have it with Twitch on that one. But, God, horrible on that one. But hopefully you all enjoyed that, and despite the problems on that one, at least I finished. Because I hate when the game freezes and other stuff like that, but, that's, Macross for the PS2. Highly recommend checking out the franchise. If you're a fan of anime at all, you've probably heard of it. Its dramatic impact on just, like, what it has done for anime as a whole with, the transforming, mech genre, as well as helping to push forward with Minmay. Actually, with her song "Do You Remember Love," helped get the voice actress, as well as the whole virtual idol, which you can trace that now to a lot of VTubers, at least in my opinion, and how get a lot of that started. Anyway, Mageius1, if you care to follow me on Twitch, that's twitch.tv/Mageius1. I try to root some speedruns when I can. I try to help with making games that people can enjoy, and also, ways to actually get more people into speedrunning with easier games to learn and that kind of stuff, because I don't have the time to stream as much as I'd like. And for rooting games, I try to basically make sure that people can just do like a minute here, a minute there, 5 minutes here, 5 minutes there, working it offline or learning stuff, without having to sit down and dedicate like the multiples and multiples and multiples of hours in one sitting. So you can learn over time and allow yourself to truly enjoy and to learn. Again, thanks for having me.
All right, and thank you for being here. Up next, of course, we have our next double feature of the marathon, Viper UK with Colin McRae Rally, All Secret Levels, and Super Special Rally. We'll be back with those fairly shortly. Be right back, everyone.